Greetings! Anton here with the first H3VR video of the new year, and it is of course going to be a special video this week because we have some contest winners to announce for the H3VR 2021 Tactical Hot Dog Recipe Contest. So this one was a lot of fun. Truth be told, I think in many ways this was a bit of the strangest contest in terms of the, shall we say, the way I was asking folks to creatively stretch themselves for this. So I wasn't quite sure what I was going to get. This was a bit of a surrealist exercise in many ways. So I was very pleased to see what folks came up with. We had a number of things that were actually cookable, which is always good. We had a number of things that were just, let's just say, off from left field. They were special. They were definitely the sort where, just wide eyes. And of course, we're going to just jump into the first category, which is the most tactical category. This one was one of those, out of all the categories, this was the one that I had the least idea up front over what I was really looking for. It was much more of a sort of, I'm going to know it when I see it. What folks end up thinking ends up being the most tactical and the most sort of, I was looking for a unique concept of really melding the notion of something being tactical, whatever that means, and a recipe or a cooking method or what have you. And so the winner in this category for most tactical is Hosta FMDS by Bergner Military Industries. This is the Hosta Field Meat Deployment System, which this entry really spoke to me, particularly because it's still cookable, though I don't know if I can really replicate the cooking method here, because what made it special in my mind was the cooking method, which is using a firearm of the same aperture as a hot dog is around to cook said hot dog afterwards, and also just the skewering method for that cooking being also used for rapid deployment for eating. I would really love to. I know some folks have cooked some bacon by wrapping it around a hot gun barrel, but I would really like to know if anyone has had the misfortune of eating or cooking something using the heat on the inside of the barrel. I certainly wouldn't recommend it, considering the amount of lead that would likely be and other toxic things on the inside of a gun barrel. But the idea of this one was just such a hoot. And yeah, so well done, Bergner Military Industries, for submitting this recipe. When I prepare this, although I gotta say, looking at this, just the in terms of the actual hot dog recipe, the condiment choice here is definitely unique. It is not exactly what I typically associate with putting on a hot dog, but hey, there you go. But yeah, I want to think up a way that I can honor this ridiculous idea in some fashion. So yeah. Well done. All right. Next category. Our next category is the meatiest entry. This was a difficult one too, because there were a whole bunch of very meaty entries, but this one there was one that stood out just for the volume of meats present in the idea, and it's ridiculous and clever idea. And so the meatiest entry award goes to the Pocket Multi-Dog by Zyborg. Look at this ridiculous thing. The patented multi-sausage design. I just love it. Yup, and one of them can flip out. The other one, granted, out of all the entries here, this one looked like it maybe would be the messiest to eat by far. But I look forward to preparing this one later this week and then figuring out how to eat it in a way that doesn't look Just absolutely scandalous, now that I'm thinking about it. Yeah. Crap. Anyway, congrats, Zyborg. On to our next category, we have technically a hot dog. Once again, this was one of those, like, I'm going to know it when I see it. I know in the past from doing contests on this, there's the certain category of folks who do exactly what is sort of asked for in the contest, and then there's a couple folks that sort of do something a little askew, a little off, and then there's a number of folks that are like, and it's sort of out here. And you're like, well, that was an entry. But this is the only one of, well, I will announce it first. So the winner of the technically a hot dog category is the Bullet Brat by Enzo Marshall. The Bullet Brat is just a hot dog shaped bag. Once again, we're talking about, granted, this is all going to look scandalous. It's all this shape. It's that shape. But yes, it's technically a hot dog, I guess. Certainly not going to cook this, given, well, you know. But although I gotta say, well, a little bit of garlic powder that's in the recipe would honestly not be unwelcome in terms of where one would store one's ammunition, just to keep that nice and better than just gun oil, in my opinion. But yeah, so definitely not edible. Technically, though, quite a hot dog shape of tactical possibilities. Well done, Enzo. The Bullet Brat. All right, moving on. We have best presentation. This one was hard. There were a bunch of recipes that were just really well done. In many ways, best presentation is synonymous with best recipe, just straight up, in terms of just conveying an idea, nice photography, nice looking food, etc. And truth be told, there's like 5 or 6 things that were submitted to this contest that I was like, you know what? I'm going to try to eat that. I don't think there was a breakfast dog that was submitted that I was like, man, that just sounds good, actually. So, but one stood above the rest. And in many ways, the selection of this one is masochism because of how much effort it will take for me to also replicate and cook this. And so the winner, best presentation, is the hand-patterned ensconced sausage, aka the Dog of Wellington, by Billiam J. McGoonigan, Chief Culinary Architect, also known as Jeopardy. Yes, someone was like, we're going to take a hot dog and we're going to make a whole ass beef Wellington using a hot dog. For me, though, this is a little bit of subjectivity. One of my whole shticks with food, one of the things that I love doing, is taking garbage food and really high-end food and sort of smushing them together when they're my favorite thing. I'll get like a $1.50 freezer pizza, and I will grate $25 a pound cheese onto it. I don't care if anyone is judging me for it. And so the idea of a hot dog Wellington is just far too delicious. I think this original recipe plan here by Jeopardy is actually using a fairly decent, it's using like a beef sausage, like a Cumberland sausage or a bratwurst or something like that. But personally, I think this is way funnier if you just use like a ballpark frank or something, like a 40-cent hot dog, and then wrap a Dexel around it. That, to me, is just peak food humor. And so it is what ended up being most deserving of this award, despite the fact that now I have to go get a bunch of ingredients to make this. But boo-hoo, I know, right? Anyway, and then lastly, most important in many ways, we have the Subreddit's Choice category, the entry that you folks voted on and decided was the best for the subreddit. And the winner of Subreddit's choice is the M303 MLRS multi-launch rocket-propelled SOSIG by L. Burrow, also known as David. Just wow. I mean, a deserving entry. You folks, I think, picked very well here. This is absolutely hilarious. I was like, I wonder if I can actually get a square loaf of unsliced bread to replicate this. This is just, just boring out the loaf to put them in. That is just perfect. Although I have to say, I question exactly what the cooking method was that was used for this. I have no idea what the device being used in here is. So I would love some background on that from the entrant. Maybe another picture of this bizarre, it just looks like an external heat lamp or something. But yeah, oh yeah. Let's get some video of that. Perfect. Beautiful entry. Like many of these, looks like a pain in the butt to eat. But truly a weapon of our times. So yeah, so that is this year's contest. I just want to give a hearty thank you once again to everyone who participated, who submitted an entry for this. It's one of those things that like December is an exhausting month for me because I'm doing all of this production work, getting ready for Meatmas, and I hope all of you who end up, joining in with these contests know how creatively re-energizing it is for me to be in the midst of this slog to get things done for Meatmas, and having the creative work of other folks, oftentimes built around various sort of jokes and shticks, coming in with your fun ideas and your cool entries. It makes the month significantly easier to deal with and far more fun. I love group participatory stuff like this. So thank you again for this to all of the winners. I will be reaching out to you via your Reddit accounts. So please actually respond to my message when I message you. In the past, it's sometimes taken a month or two for a contest winner to get back to me because they never check their Reddit account. So, but yeah, and we will figure out where things go. And then later on in this month, it's just part of other devlogs that I do over the rest of the month, and maybe into February based on how things go. I will be doing one of these at a time, as I said I would, and then giving them a further sort of taste test and review to see what they how they fared. So wonderful. So that is it for this week. I have been on vacation this past. I finally relaxed. Obviously, after Christmas, up until New Year's, I was rolling out a patch and fixing a bunch of stuff with the Meatmas gifts. So I have actually relaxed this past week and mostly didn't work. But I'm back to probably about half time now as I begin to organize content and get prepared for all of the big pushes for this year. I've got a whole bunch of fun stuff in mind, and I'll be doing a roadmap next week and showing off probably a few little content previews of stuff for what our 2022 is going to be like. Another year of meaty hijinks. Thanks to all of you who are still here. New year, same wieners. I'm glad that all of you who are here are still following the project, still watching these goofy videos, and still having fun with all of us here. I deeply appreciate it. So I wish you all a wonderful new year. And yeah, I'll see you next week. Peace.